cleaning up. And by the way, this is the first cut of the season, or this was the first cut of the season. This was, I believe, the third week in April, or maybe it was the first week in May. I can't remember. But the grass is growing pretty thick in some of these sunny areas, and it wasn't growing at all in some of the other areas. So that's why this area particularly is pretty nasty. But it came out well, and after this week, it calmed down and everything is good and it's cutting nicely. Alright, so this is like take 24 of this same clip that I'm trying to get through. I just want to talk about this mower real quick. If you can't tell by that view right there, it's a 2017 Hustler S 52-inch stand-on mower. It's probably not the best mower in the world. There's a few things I don't like about it. The tire size, for one, is a big factor. I don't really like that they're such narrow little tires. I'd rather them be nice big wide fat ones. And the weight of it. The weight is 900 something pounds, I think. I think it's 200 or 300 pounds overweight. But as far as cut quality and performance, it's just up there with everything else. Or, you know, like a right stander. I mean, it cuts at 9 miles an hour. It cuts beautiful. It's 27 horsepower Kawasaki on it. It's got, you know, infinite blade adjustment from, you know, 1.5 inches, which I would never cut to, all the way up to like 6.5 or whatever. So for the field that you gotta get through, but it cuts really well. And the deal, I bought 2 of them last year. The deal was wonderful. I got one. I bought it through a fleet thing, or a fleet. I can't remember what it's called, but I bought 2 of them. It was buy one and get the second one pretty much half off. So it was a really good deal on it. And the dealer that I work with, Bison Turf in Tonawanda, they're awesome. They take care of me, and they're a great bunch of people. So I give them my business. And so yeah, I'm running with this mower here, and I got through. This is the 2nd week, I think, and the grass is really, really thick. And as you can see, it just lays it down nicely and cuts really well. And look how fast it is. Now I got it sped up, of course, but. No, that's just it. A little bit about these mowers, and we're going to get back to cutting here. This section here I have obviously sped up because I just wanted to run through this first front section with you to kind of show you how long it is. And then right here I slow the camera back down to normal speed. So this whole front section here, you can see the buildings up there on the left. That's where it stops. It takes just over an hour to cut with a 52-inch mower. This clip here I think was taken on the second cut, the second week of cutting. So the grass is really thick. So it took over an hour this time, but because I'm running a little bit slower than wide open right here. But it cut nicely. You can see the stripes in the lawn aren't matching up because I cut it with a 60-inch mower the last time, and this is a 52, so obviously the lines don't match up. But I've been consistently cutting it with a 52 now, and the lines are pretty nice and crispy now. But that's about it. This is this whole big section. I'm not going to bore you with it. It took over an hour this time, and it's just one part of this 16 acres that I do. So we'll go with it just a little bit longer and then move on to the next section. Alright, here we are. We've finished up with that giant section, and I'm just over to the right of it now. This is the farthest right-hand corner, front corner of the property. And this is the last section of grass that I cut before I end up back at the truck. And I call it the outer loop. It's just this section of grass goes all the way around the outside of the complex. And those buildings on the right there, it's a different complex cut by a different company. But this will just kind of give you an idea of how big this piece of property is. So over on the left there's 12 of those apartment buildings, and then there's an office and a garage and something else. But a bunch of buildings, a bunch of grass, and it's a work in progress. I just got the contract last year. They brought me in after the new owners took over. They didn't want the employees of the complex cutting the grass anymore because they would do small sections at a time, every day. It just didn't look professional, so they wanted it professionally cut. So I come in there, I take care of it, and now they want me to do all these edges. With a stick edger, I'm going to do all these curbs, and then with the edger, I'm going to do all the sidewalks. There's miles of sidewalk through here. So once it's done, it's going to look beautiful. Everything's going to be very manicured. And as you can see, the trees over there, like that pine tree on the left, that used to go right down to the ground, and the edges of the tree limbs are all cut, from the last mower, and the grass is growing through it and stuff. So I went through all those trees. There's probably 100 of them, and umbrellaed them all up, brought up the branches up about 3-4 feet, and then I cut an edge around the perimeter and made a nice bed, black mulch around them. So that was the last 100 trees. And then as we go by here, you're going to see some mature trees, the rest of them on the property. I'm going to go around all them this year and do the same thing. We're going to cut the lower limbs off and make nice big beds around them and fill them with black mulch. And we're talking, and over there on the left you see those pine trees and that arborvitae right there. Well, that's part of the bed, but those pine trees up there on the left, they're really scraggly, but now they look great. The owners are very happy with it, so it's great. So I'm going to redo all of them this year, reestablish that cut edge around there, make it nice and crisp, get the black mulch in there, and then I will do the rest of the trees on the property. So sit back, enjoy, and this is just this is like another minute or so longer until I get back to the truck. But please go ahead and hit that like button. And if you haven't already, please subscribe, rate, comment. Have a great day. Thanks for watching.